Boxing champion Amir proved tonight that he's an amazing fighter and should be among the best of the best. I caught up with him exclusively at a dinner that he had for his family and close associates right after the fight. Check it out. Amir, how are you feeling right now?
I feel good, to be honest with you. I got bad to go, I don't know why. I think probably the cold drinks, you know, when you go back to the farm. But I'm fine, to be honest with you. You know, I've just been to meet some fans who flew over from New York and all over America and England.
Best chin in boxing. He's before the hardest hitting guy in boxing. So he's got the best chin in boxing. He couldn't knock him down. He couldn't even knock him down. So.
9 seconds left in the first round. You caught him with a body shot and he went down in pain. I thought the fight was over.
I really thought the fight was over because I remember running to the corner and looking at him, and he was in agony. And he stood up. Yeah, it was a long count.
Yeah, a long count.
And then he stood up, and then he was still crunching, and you think the referee might have stopped it, but you know what? I think I'm glad that didn't get stopped, because I proved all the critics out there wrong. You know, he gave me his best shot, I took it, I hit it with my best shot, and you know, it was a good fight, and I think this fight could be one of the best fights of the year.
It's not. That's what Richard Schaefer said. But I gotta ask you this: when you first came out there, you have a lot of class. You wanted to give him a pound, like, "Hey, what's up?" And he came at you trying to knock you out.
Well, you know, got Miguel Diaz for a trainer. They don't have any class.
That's right. You know, me and Manny always, when we fight, me and Manny Pacquiao, we always go out and give respects. Boxing is a sport; it's an art, and it's not, you know, go in there knocking each other out. But you know, he got his medicine back in that first round with that body shot, and I think he was regretting not touching up.
Brilliant performance. That's the main thing. The brilliant performance.
Amazing
Amir,
fight.
you know what I mean?
Amir against Mayweather in England. Are you guys going?
Oh yeah.
110%. I'll go when my legal immigration status. I'll go.
Okay.
Sorry, illegals.
Okay, illegals.
I gotta represent.
Represent. But what do you say about that? Is Mayweather next? Would you want that?
I mean, I think it's maybe a couple of fights down the line, if that will happen. You know what I mean?
So Marquez, maybe?
Yeah. You know, there are a few big names out there already. You know what I mean?
Everybody wants a piece of Amir now.
Oh, absolutely. You know what I mean? And you know, all these fights will happen, and the big fights for him.
Who would you want next if it was up to Amir Khan?
You know, I want to fight the best out there. The winner of Timothy Bradley and Alexander. I think this guy was more a threat. You know, he was strong, come forward fighter. I think, you know, you never see Maidana coming forward so much in a fight. He was taking a lot of shots. He was fit. He was in good condition, and you know he was ready for this fight. Next fight, you know, I want to fight the winner of Alexander and Bradley. I think that fight will make me the unified champion, and then probably move up to 147 because I've got a big frame and some big names out there for me.
Showed hard, you know, in the 10th round he was hurt, of course he was hurt. You know, this game, it's not easy, it's a hard game. In 10th round, yes, he got caught, he was hurt. He got through it and came back, you know.
Shot, was it tough for you to watch the fight?
Of course it's tough, you know what I mean? It's tough for anybody, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's tough for the fans, never mind, he's my kid. He's my kid, of course it's tough for me, you know what I mean? But it's tough for the fans, these guys, you know.
And is that your brother?
That's my brother, yeah.
I want to thank God. I want to thank my trainers, Alex Ariza, great conditioner. I think that's why you see me, you know, after getting hit with so big shots, still coming back stronger. And also Freddie Roach, you know, what a game plan we had for the fight.
What was the game plan?
You know, his game plan was not getting involved, hitting him, but you know what? A lot of people say he hits hard. I stood there with him at times and I felt his best shot, and it wasn't really that hard, to be honest with you.
It's your guns, your buffness?
Yeah, you know, I'm making the weight a lot easier. You know, the only time I was knocked down was when I was 135, and the reason to that was because I used to kill myself making the weight. I used to at least lose 15 pounds a couple of days before. But now, you know, at 140, I'm a total different athlete. You know, I train harder, we work on different muscles, and you know, I go into fight. I was hit by his best shot, but I really think, you know, I've been hit by harder opponents in sparring and in fights.
How excited were HBO? They got their money's worth tonight.
They were very excited, very pleased. Even our Sky box office were very pleased. Amir's performance, you know what I mean?
They sat in front of me. They were screaming louder than me, and I thought I was the loudest. So there you have it, boxing champion Amir Khan doing what he does best, winning. And let me tell you, this guy will fight bigger and better opponent, so look out for him. In Vegas, Melly Steckback reporting.